stand ready for my arrival, fools, for it is I, and I am a victim of my own hubris. I have returned, not empty-handed, but with another Isaac tutorial that nicely synergizes with my previous one. While the first tutorial helped all my unbelievably poor followers in obtaining the game at an amazing price, the tutorial I cooked up for this video is aimed towards all my spectators that fall into the category of noobs, geriatrics, and so on. If you consider yourself an anti-talent for gaming, congrats! This tutorial was masterfully crafted for you, Buster. If not, curse you! Just kidding, please stay for the watch time, please. Let's get back on track. Everyone knows the hardest part of Isaac is getting that first win, while I personally think that the hardest thing in Isaac is me during the siren fight. But I digress. I have recorded some professional footage which I will commentate over, and with it I intend to show you, the Basement 1 dweller, how to beat your first ever run in Isaac. Let us begin. This is a new save file and an Isaac. We will proceed in hard mode. This is the most common layout when starting a run. It's called the cursed left wing by the community, mostly because of the spiky room found to the left, commonly known as the spiky curse room. We will enter this very curse room and get our first big buff of the run. Here we have the Cursed Eye, one of the best items in the game. It lets you accumulate tears while holding the shoot button, which then allows you to fire up to 5 tears at once. It also applies a cursed debuff to enemies you hit, causing them to take 7% more true damage. With the curse room looted, the next best course of action is to head to the next most profitable room in sight, which happens to be the big room to the right. Big rooms have a chance to give out more pick-ups, and they're also a nice testing area for any items you obtain. With the big room cleared, we will enter the room on the right, also known as the Gilded Room. This nice little room usually contains yellow themed items. In this case we got Lemon Mishap, one of the better items from its item pool. It makes a yellow pool of lemon magically appear under Isaac, dealing magic damage to enemies that walk over it. A word of caution, Gilded Rooms aren't guaranteed to appear on every floor, so I do recommend not searching for them during the run. As you might have noticed, I haven't been picking up red hearts because of a hidden feature in the game, the Ruby Grade buff system. It rewards risky players that finish and exit floors with low amounts of red hearts. The more empty red heart containers you have when proceeding to the next floor, the bigger the permanent damage buff you'll receive at the start of said floor. This system is usually only used by pros, but I do encourage new players to utilize it to improve at the game. We will also avoid picking up any stinky coins, as doing so will grant us the greedy debuff, which decreases our chances of getting the mystery man to appear after beating the boss on floor 5. After finding the boss room, aka the spooky door with an emanating red aura, enter it and be ready to face against your first great foe. Your first boss will always be Monstro.
Okay.
Now there are a few tips and tricks you can use during the fight, like walking under him during his jump, but I think that the better course of action is just to let you, the viewer, follow everything I do during the footage, step by step. Now please, observe the master at work. With Monstro, the Scourge of the Lands defeated, we are awarded a blue heart and the matchbook item. The matchbook item gives you a matchstick trinket, which makes bombs deal damage to enemies. It also gives free bombs and the black heart. Black hearts and blue hearts actually give you a secret buff when you have both at the same time, called the Auto Item Transmutation buff. It makes all items you encounter 1 tier higher and it lasts for 2 floors. With the first floor finished and everything explained, let's head to the second floor of the basement. When the starting room of a new floor offers no special rooms or big rooms to enter, always go for the door above you. Now, even though the AIT buff is very useful, getting keys proves to be more important, because in the case where you accidentally get soft locked, a soft key will be required to continue the game. I wanna bring your attention to the bifurcated fly enemy. It has a chance to crash your game when it splits, but only if your active item is fully charged. The BOB enemies are a very annoying event that can occur during your run. They are borderline invincible if your character has a black heart, and the only way to counter them is by wasting said heart. It's unfortunate when you run into this event with a character that starts with black hearts only. Red chests are the best chests, since they always grant 2 blue hearts, granting you 1/2 of the AIT buff. This floor's bosses are the Gemini brothers, named Four and Skin. They are simple in their first phase, where you can easily circle around them until the Four brother dies. During the second phase, the Skin brother absorbs your current RG buff and chases you around the room. Repeat what I am doing in the footage to counter him. With their demise, we unlock the monstrous tooth, and also get the old bandage item, which grants us an empty heart container, perfect for getting a bigger RG buff. Besides that, us having 5 bombs by the end of the boss fight procure the Devilman deal, which lets us obtain rare and exclusive items at the cost of our red heart containers. The Devilman is offering the items Guppy's Collar and Robe of Darkness. Guppy's Collar is a must-have, since it grants you the ability to never die. Robe of Darkness, on the other hand, is just a vanity item, so we will skip the drip upgrade this time. When ready, proceed to the next chapter. We are offered an SCR at the start of the chapter, but we will skip it for now to preserve the AIT buff. Instead, we will go in the opposite direction of the SCR, since a special room always generates opposite of its location. Depending on its depth, the special room has a chance to upgrade to the next closest level available at that very time. Unfortunately, this game is buggy at times, and the right door led us to nothing of use. And in a tough streak of luck, the room above was also bugged, leading to nowhere. When encountering a bloaty red fly, kill it last in the room to get a temporary RG buff. Exploding slot machines removes your greedy debuff for free freaking rooms, and also spawns 2 needler enemies 50% of the time as a balancing measure. Even though I haven't contracted the debuff, I exploded the machine as a proof of concept. Always consume pills for guaranteed positive effects. This floor's gilded room contains another S-tier item, Shard of Glass, which greatly synergizes with our current build. Its effects come into play whenever Isaac gets hit, causing him to spew out red tears automatically in the direction he is facing, while also depleting red hearts at a steady rate, automatically preparing an RG buff by the end of the floor. This room contains an enemy that has the blessing of translucence. Getting hit by it casts a permanent curse on Isaac, making him randomly teleport across the floor every once in a while. And thus we got teleported to the Dead Man's Chambers, a rare room usually encountered through, of course, teleportation, Unfortunately, it's not very useful, so you won't dwell on it too much. If the teleporting gets out of hand and you've got no AIT buff, enter a SCR if you have skipped over one, to get a buff that might tip the scales in your favor. We just got blessed with a Fool card, a great card that gives you a free exit out of the SCR room when in a pinch. Red goblins take 15% more damage based on the amount of red hearts you currently have, so it pays out to gather red hearts just to counter them. Here's the formula to better understand this interaction. The base probability equals the red goblin quantity of 30 plus 1, multiplied by 0.85 for every red heart, divided by the quantity of 2 times 30 for every step made in the current room. All of this equals to a 0.439% performance increase. Enter the boss room as per usual. In awaits the Fat Man, the reason we have been saving up our bombs. As I have stated before, the matchstick trinket gives our bombs the ability to deal damage to foes, and thus we will utilize said effect to effortlessly defeat this plebeian. After speeding through the boss fight, we obtain 1/2 of the AIT buff once again. We also get a box, which will give us a lot of useful tools and a temporary RG freebie, so that we can keep our current red heart count without having to decrease it. Unfortunately, I picked up a coin on accident, gaining the Greedy Piggy debuff, but I also obtained a Wheel of Fortune card, which can be used as a one-time use countermeasure. Next floor. Now, as a final note, I just want to add that this tutorial works only on your first run, so please refer to some other tutorials for beating your second, third, or even fourth run. And I also want to inform you personally that I've got a Discord server, so come in, I've got great plans in mind for it. Toodaloo.